Hey guys, my name is Heroic Greenbean, and welcome to a new episode of He's Finally Uploaded Again. I'll put a timestamp to where the start of this video's topic is if you want to skip to that, but I want to recap where I've been. So I want to try to get back to some kind of consistent schedule since I stopped after my Fortnite Purple Tack is Back video, but the reasons I've been gone are mainly due to just burnout from a weekly schedule, which I hadn't noticed until I took a break from it to go to a convention with my friends. When I got back from the con, and I missed my self-assigned deadline, I kept putting off working on my next video until I eventually gave up on uploading, unless there was something I really wanted to talk about. So you may be wondering, what made you change your mind now? It was college. I'm gonna be honest, I'm 20 years old now, and I only just went to my first semester of college after I had basically convinced myself that I missed school because it gave me a sense of order in my life. Around the end of the semester, though, I remembered how much fun I'd had making content online, so I wanted to get back into it. But ultimately, I decided to wait until exams were finished since I had enough work on my plate as it was. Anyway, it may not be clear based on the small things, such as my Ultra Rumble Rant video, my username, or my channel's profile picture, but I'm actually a big fan of My Hero Academia. So much so that I've collected everything I could around MHA, from the manga to the games to even collectible cards. But on the topic of the games, since I love playing them, that means I spend a lot of free time on them. Which is why I'm sad to say that My Hero Ultra Impact just ended its service today. I spent a lot of time on Ultra Impact despite not being a mobile gamer. I usually grinded out the dailies and events in the background of pretty much anything you can think of. I really got into it back in my senior year of high school, and I just run the battles while doing all of my assignments, which I usually got away with despite my school having a no phones policy, because I was on good terms with my teachers, and they knew I was working hard anyways. There were obviously exceptions, but most of them were cool about it. All of this to say, I really wanted to have everything in this game. And despite most of my game time on it just being background play, I enjoyed getting to play around with the new characters whenever I could get my hands on them. This continued even into my first college semester, where I still paid attention to the lectures, just with my phone running battles in the background. So cut to about halfway in my first semester, and college is stressing the hell out of me. But aside from that, life is business as usual. Then one night, I noticed that an event didn't change when it usually should have. Of course, I thought that was weird, and not even joking, I even thought, imagine the game is getting shut down or something. And I know that sounds like it might be BS, because what are the chances that I actually thought that, right? But it was completely out of the ordinary, and it was just a sarcastic thought, but I had no idea how, unfortunately, right I would be. So yeah, cut to the morning after that thought crosses my mind, dailies reset, and that's when they hit me with it in the newsfeed. Notice of termination. I actually felt like I was going to be sick. I had played so much of this game, and I've dealt with games getting shut down before, but this one hurt so much worse. No other game that I've ever gotten absolutely hooked on has been shut down before. That morning, I went through my usual daily objectives, basically just because it had become routine at that point. They were running a campaign that allowed players to get items like 10 times as quickly as normal until the game would shut down. And I remember thinking, well, that's nice, but it's not going to be enough to get everything 100%ed before the game goes down. So those first few days felt the worst. I was still dealing with a mix of denial and depression that I was about to lose everything I'd worked for over the course of 3 years. And if that wasn't bad enough, I still had college to do. So to make a long story short, I spent my last 2 months of college focusing more on the game than the lectures. And it made my college experience hellish. I couldn't let myself fail, but I also valued trying to 100% everything in Ultra Impact while I could, because I would never get another chance at it. And you know the worst part? I still failed. It took a month until the closure date before I realized I should be spamming the event fight to maximize coin, ticket, star, and gem gains. How did it take me so long? Well, you can't use skip tickets on the fight more than 3 times a day, so the only way I'd be able to do it was manually entering the fight and retrying over and over again. The game has an auto feature, but I still thought it'd be more of a long process than it actually ended up being. And that deterred me from using it until I realized how key it was. Then my issue became stamina. I couldn't enter the fight enough because I wasn't getting enough stamina. It took me 2 weeks from the closing date of the game before I realized I could use gems to regain about 5,250 stamina daily and make it all back from rolling the gems through the event tickets. If I had known about all of these things immediately, I have no doubts I would have accomplished my goal of 100%ing everything. But I realized all of these amazing techniques to maximize gains way too late into the closure announcement, so I never really stood a chance. Then I fought all the way up until yesterday when I finally realized it wasn't going to happen. So I resigned myself to defeat. So why did I care so much despite knowing it was going to die anyways? It's not like I'd be able to keep the items afterwards, but it's because I cared so deeply about the game. I'd been playing it for so long up to this point, and leaving it unfinished feels unsatisfying. Imagine if you lost access to a story game just a few levels from beating the boss, and then imagine being unable to ever play it again. That's kind of how it feels to me. And I can always look up the gameplay for a maxed out character, much like how you can look up the gameplay to that boss fight, look up the ending cutscene, even if you somehow lost access to it. But I can never play with it myself. And I'll always be missing the sense of accomplishment that I would have had from completing it, and that's what bugs me. So that's my story. I really just wanted to get this off my chest. I have plenty of games to play, and I still own the other My Hero Academia games. But the loss of Ultra Impact stings because it was the only mobile game that I played consistently. I've played others. I even played The Strongest Hero back when that was out. Never really got into him. And the best I can do now is hope that United Survival releases sometime soon, and that it ends up being fun. We know we can expect it sometime in this year, 2026, but it could release maybe next month. It could release in December. And no matter what, when it releases, obviously it's not going to be the same as Ultra Impact. So I have to wonder if it'll really be able to fill that void for me. But yeah, thanks for watching. If you played Ultra Impact and you're seeing this video in your feed, go ahead and tell me what your own experience was with it, and, how do you feel about the shutdown? Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm going to try and maintain a more consistent upload schedule now that I don't have college classes, but we'll see how that goes. It really just comes down to if I feel like I have good gameplay for that day, or if I have a video topic that I'm interested in discussing, like this one. Either way, I'll talk to you all later.
Battle start!
Dude, did you think I was just a shield? Everything's too slow. Coming in close. You truly think you can... Let's talk with our fists. The weather's going to change. All right, then. I'll create the horizon. Time! Rush it in! I'm as strong as All Might, wouldn't you say? Everything crumbles. Feeling light as air. Coming in close.
Leave the rest to me.
My body is growing. I'm as strong as All Might, wouldn't you?
Just a plan. It's my turn. No holding back. Bon appetit.
Kick down! Let's do this together!
Nice.
Coming in.
I'll make it hurt.
Gotcha.
I felt that one.
Waiting for a comeback.
Go beyond!
How about this?
Can endure!
You're kidding me! Here we go.
Take this!
What the?
This is serious!
You're loud. Even more. Do you think
This
I'm
is where I
cute?
stop. Burn, baby,
Leave the rest to
burn.
me. Ready?
I'll
Take
break
this.
you.
Just a flame.
You're trash. Feeble! You're strong! It burns so good! I'll burn it all! It's nothing! Don't die just yet!
Leave the rest to... I won't back down! Let's do it!
Destruction! My body is growing. Should I turn you into juice? Do you truly think you can win
Gotta
with
get
that?
pumped again!
I'll keep destroying everything. It spreads. I'll leave no foundation to rebuild on. This world, I destroyed it.
Leave the rest to me.
Zack! I'll stop you! I feel like punching you now. Kill it! Is it my turn? I'll break you.
We can still move.
Burn you to ashes!
We can still
I'm
move.
gonna burn everything! I'll stop you!
Unrelenting! Protect everyone!
Feeling hot? Gonna shred you
Beginning to end. I'll finish it.
I'll break you! Burn you to ashes!
I have to keep moving.
Was it? Are you... Oh, dead already! Here! My turn, huh? This brings back memories. Destruction! I can still go on! Time to settle it! The weather's going to change. Explosive attack! Gonna let it all loose!
Let me be your girlfriend! I'll carve you up! I wanna drink it all!
Total confidence!
Bon appetit! I'll carve you
Piercing
up! Back at it! I'll make it hurt!
I can still go on!
Accept me!
So take
This! Closer and closer!
Gonna wrap you all up! And here we go! Time to finish this with style!
I don't need heroes! Do you think I'm cute?
You really okay with this? I'm not gonna lose! Consider this payback! Stubborn, huh?
Finish.
Hope you're watching, father! Not enough fat!
Your tattered appearance is beautiful.